Everybody, hope everybody is doing great. Have another Transformer, not a movie review. Going back to doing the compare and contrast, trying to change it up a little bit. But before we get into all that, I was not getting notifications of comments, and I haven't been answering comments. Sorry about that. I am trying to go back and answer as many as possible, and I'm going to try to check them every day, so I'm able to keep up with that. So again, my apologies, but if you could give it that, and even the bad comments, gets me it gets the statistics up for the video. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The bad comments, the good comments. I mean, love the good comments, but the bad comments even help too. So thank you guys so much for helping me out. And all those who subscribe, thank you so much. And all those who will, thank you so much as well. As we try to hit that 1,000. So hopefully we get there as soon as we can see. We have tracks. We have the 1980s original. That's not a remake or anything. And we have the Kingdom one. They're very similar as far as robot mode. Cars 2 in a way, but not quite there. Let me just hit that right there. The 80s ones looks like more of the classic kind of Corvette. Um, This one, it looks like a Corvette, but it looks like a Corvette with a body kit. So that is the difference. Now, I'm going to say it like I always do. These plastic wheels, and this don't want to tuck in. There we go. It finally tucked in. The plastic wheels leaves a lot to desire. The rubber wheels, so much nicer. Come on, people. You can't even blame me for this one. You can't even argue with me on this one. It's so much better. The wheels are just amazing. And even like I said, the car and the 80s one over here, I just took it off screen for a second, but you have the top right here that opens up and you could put the little figure, like when they before they were Transformers, they had those little figures. I have one of those. I kept it in with my box with my Optimus, but it came with my Trailblazer. Um, this is cool. Now, if you're into the classic Corvette, I like this look better. It honestly looks more like a Hot Wheel than anything. So I give it that props on that. So as far as vehicle mode, I give it to the 80s. And most of the time, I'm going to give it to the 80s. So the most. I mean, there's some that are better. I really want to get into doing compare and contrast with the Jets, the Seekers, because that'd be really cool. It's something that doesn't have the wheels, so we can eliminate that factor. But in the car mode, I definitely give it to this one, as you can see right there. In this one, I don't give it so much in the car mode. Now, from 1 to 10, I give this one actually, I give it a 9. A 9. I don't want to give it a solid 10 because it does have little flaws back here and stuff with it popping up and everything. But other than that, it's a 9. This one, I give a 5 on. I don't. They're so hard to stay together when they're the newer versions. And I understand that's because of the robot mode. But it really does have its disadvantages in a way. So I'm going to start transforming with the 80s one. I don't have to go into all the transmos. Oh, and the box. I do give it to the modern one in that because the artwork is so much cooler. But that looks really cool too. You got to admit that tracks looks really awesome. So you just slide these down. It's a very simple transform. You just slide those down. You kind of pop this. They come rolling out of the back there. And I did do a whole in-depth video of this, so I'm not going to go all over everything. I will go over some of it. And this one, like I said, it has a little more advantage in robot mode, but it does have its disadvantages as well. So, and the hands just kind of slide out. So that's always cool. The head just pops up right there. Of course, the head's not going to move. The rockets, the little launchers and everything are right on the back there. And of course, the gun kind of has like this slide thing. So that is cool. I enjoy this. I know when I was a kid, I really liked this one. And it's funny too because I'm not really a Corvette person. I don't know. I just never got into Corvettes. I know a lot of people are really into them. It just wasn't my thing. Oh, there it goes. That's how it goes. Been so long. But I was never really a fan of the Corvettes. And from all the years of play, his leg's a little bit off. Hold on a second. Let me just take it off screen and see if I can get it without breaking it. But all the years of playing when I was little, the leg is off. So we'll just kind of like not talk about that aspect of it. Um, this is similar in one way, as far as the hands kind of tuck in. It does not have the rocket launchers on the back, so it's not exactly like the original. But it is one of the ones. There is several, as you can see right here. The wheels kind of pop out the same. There's a lot of similarities on this one compared to the old. So they did kind of do a nod to the old school on this one. Some of them, like when we did Inferno, the really modern one, it's just crazy. Like the truck don't look nothing like Inferno, but the other one, I think it was the Siege, or was it the Siege that we did? Inferno, let me look. Yeah, I believe it was. But anyway, he was cool. But there is like a lot of them is like an homage to the originals, which is cool. I enjoy that because number one, it brings back nostalgia for me. But also, I get to share that with my son who's into it now. So it's kind of a double whammy, I guess you would say. But I enjoy them. I enjoy these ones. Let me just take it off the camera for a second. But I want to do these compares and contrasts because I know sometimes I say, oh, I like this and that. And it's better to have it in front of you and be able to give an honest comparison to it. Because, nothing's better than actually having the thing in front of you. As you can see here. Very, very similar to the original. It has a ton of similarities. And we will see that in a second. As soon as I get him fully transformed. Oh, I forgot the legs kind of twisting the other way. Is it that or that? No, it's that, right? Yeah. So you got to twist your legs around so the wheels are out a little. I'm just going to take it off camera for a second because I know the video is going to be a little bit longer than I wanted, but it's all good because it's, it's just working things out and getting things done on it. I did transform them into vehicle mode, but I didn't transform it after that. Let me just turn this around to take a look. That will definitely help me. I don't like using the instructions. I try not to use the instructions as much as possible because I just don't want to. So that kind of goes up there like that. But like I was saying, I try not to use the instructions because I want to be able to transform them without that. That's kind of like, that's just something I enjoy doing. And I tell my son all the time too. He wants me, when I'm helping him transform something, he gives me instructions and I try so hard not to. Sometimes it's inevitable and you have to. But for the most part, you don't always have to, which is cool. Just trying to get this to spin around, because it does have to spin around in order to get it out. There we go. So it was just a little bit of finagling that little piece. Like I said, I don't. My problem with these are it is just so many pieces that come off and all this other nonsense. It bothers me. That's the only real gripe I have in these, because it's kind of to the point where it's like, okay, this spins here, that spins there. That's cool and all, but these pieces pop off a lot. That's what bothers me. Do they look amazing in robot mode? Definitely. As the other tracks falls over. Where's his weapon? I lost his weapon for a second. There we go, right there. As you can see. Very similar, of course. The newer one. Actually, the height's pretty much the same as well. Very much similar. These are one of the ones. And articulation, I give it to modern, definitely. It has so much more movement. I gotta put him down, but there's so much more movement in the legs and everything. So the articulation, yeah, it's 100% better. I'll give you that. On articulation, if I was doing it from 1 to 10, the modern one, I give it a 10. I give this one a 6, only because the arms move pretty well. The feet do not. Well, you just have this kind of. That's about it. But other than that, the faces are very similar. Of course, you can move his head. So yeah, definitely articulation. I would give him a higher grade than the old one. Overall, so articulation and then robot mode. So robot mode before we go into overall. Robot mode, the modern one gets a 9. The old one gets like a 6, maybe a 7 at best. That's where I'm at with that. Overall, I think it's kind of a tie, because they both have their own little unique things that make them cool in a way. So overall, I would say it's a tie, because this is so good in car and vehicle mode. This is so good in robot mode. So I do give them a tie, as far as liking the both of them. I got him to stand. Look at that. But that's where I'm at with that. Hopefully you agree with me. If not, you can tell me in the comments. It's all good. Comments are comments. Thoughts are thoughts. We all have our own minds. So hopefully you enjoyed. And like always, people, have a great day.